All right, so we've got Wednesday. Let's take a look at the market. Now, these are the astro hours for today. If you've learned financial astrology from me, you would have had these hours in the morning, okay? And this is where we're at. So let's take a look at gold. Here we are. Now, remember with gold, I said 1, 2, 3 tap. I'm expecting an ABC retracement backwards. We should dip into this place. Okay, so yesterday I gave a place you could sell, weekly pivot, and that was an astro hour. So if you worked on that, that would have been awesome. You'd be going down and all should be honky-dory. All right. So what do we got? Once we break below this, okay, this is your support 1988. So if I put 1988 here, this is the support here. All right, so that's the support. As you can see, we've closed below that swing there, but we haven't broken this one yet. Okay, at the end of the day, if the market goes back up again, you should be selling. There's a bit of a gap here, so the market may want to retest the daily pivot or the opening. If it does, then that will be your sell location. All right, and this will be your zone here. Plus, we've got the high of Asia. Maybe it will come to that. You could do this. Okay, this will be your zone. So if the market does come up into our astro hours, you can sell off. Now, today's a bit tricky with the astro hours, because from 6:45 until 8 o'clock, we've got a series of aspects. And I'm not sure what to do with them. All right, so what I've done is marked in the last point here at 8:30. All right, so this, and after this, I'm expecting a disruption to happen, and that disruption should continue until this time period. Okay, so we've got to be careful, all right, with gold. So if it breaks below there, we should be coming back down, which is what I'm anticipating, because we should be coming back in to fill some gaps. And then this is the fifth wave as far as I'm concerned. So we should have this is the ending diagonal. So with the ending diagonal, we should have like an A, B, C, kind of a deep retracement, possibly into there. And then this should definitely break, in my opinion. We should come into there and then bounce off and possibly keep going down a bit more. Okay, that's what I'm anticipating. So that's that with gold. On the weekly and now this was, I said yesterday, this we'd need to play both sides because it's a breakout. It's a bit tricky, okay? And I don't like to stand in front of a PST breakout, and that's still true. And this is a breakout, so you got to be careful, because if this support holds with that disruptive move happening, okay, we could just be going up as well. So you just have to be careful. And this is why from the beginning of the week, I've been talking about gold, saying you got to be careful with gold, because we've got the new moon happening as well, all right, which is tomorrow. So be careful, it's going to be volatile. So this is the first support. If we're down here at the astro hours, you can go long, okay, no problem. If we're up here or up here or up here in the astro hours, you could go down. But this is it at the moment, okay? So like I said, be mindful. And it's a daily PST right there, okay? So it's got potential to hold and it's got potential to go up, but this is looking like, we've got divergence here as well. So this is looking bearish. So you're going to want to take that sell opportunity as well. All right, and those will be the levels. Since it's done that yesterday, we should really either come up to the opening of Asia or the high of Asia, which is there. Okay, so this daily pivot to the high of Asia should be also a sell zone. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. The euro dollar, guys, this is how it was yesterday. These are the astro hours for today. So what to expect with this one? What to expect with this one? $1.0871 is still on the cards. down here. That support from yesterday has not broken, as you can see. So what to do with this? That gap is still there. Okay, so we've got this gap from last Monday, from this Monday. So it's still there. We might have a disruption breakout because we've got a disruption aspect happening, but that's in the evening, right? Poof, hard. Okay, this is hard. You're going to have to play both sides again. Okay, if it breaks above the high of yesterday and the high of Asia, on the pullback you must buy to go up. That's just how it is. Okay, and this is the zone there. That's just how it is. All right. If it breaks out, pull back, you buy. If it pulls back, let's say it went up, it pulled back into the daily pivot at the astro hours, you buy again. Okay. Why? Because if that's the impulse wave, that's the sideways push. We've got a gap up here. If it wants to fill it in, it'll want to fill it in. It should come up there. Where you got to make sure you cover the trade is going to be here. Okay. There are no gaps there, but at the end of the day, this is a manipulation zone as well. So that's also a level you need to look out for. In fact, I'm going to do this. Okay, this is going to be your zone. There. All right, so that's also a zone which you need to look out for. So if it breaks out, that's not a bad place because that's your inducement. So they'll want to take stops out from here if they want to sell again. So if we break above that, that's your first stop. This zone is where you should be covering the trade, taking partial profit, moving stop forward or whatever you want to do to manage your trade. And then if it breaks above that, then you've got that gap up there. And then this is also the manipulation zone there, here. Okay, so you're just going to have to make sure you're going to take this zone into consideration right into there. It's a huge zone, but what can you do? Let's just tighten it up a little bit and keep it like that. Okay, but it's a good thing we got the hours, so we can follow it until the hours once we catch the move. Okay, Dow Jones. Now, I mentioned these yesterday. I talked about Wednesday being a possible high, so we could reach up there still. On the daily, as you can see, it's pretty tight. It's looking like, we're going to reverse down. So that's 73 is 34,158. 34,158 is there. On the weekly, well, it's nearly touched it. It's 58.22, as you know, it's 34,141 and 34,141 was just there. So it's pretty close, as you can see. Whoopsie daisy. All right, so it was pretty close, as you can see yesterday, right? So we had that level. No big deal. It was a weekly level as well. So the market right there on the PST sells off. Okay, it wasn't an astro hour exactly, as you can see. What can you do? Sometimes that happens. But that was an astro hour right there on the price off the weekly pivot, going up into the astro hours there. Okay, and that's basically it. I'm going to push this all the way in there. On the daily, that's your support 63, which is 33,837. 33,837. 33,837. Okay, so this down here as well. So this is also going to be a support. If we're back down here in the Astro hours, you can go long from here with a tight stop loss. Other than that, we should be shorting. So hopefully the market will come up today so we can short it down. Okay, and that's what we're anticipating, because it made a higher high yesterday right there. Okay, they took out all the stops yesterday, so that's fine, and the market pushed down. If we go back up again, we want to sell again. Okay, so there's a gap here as well, so we'd like to sell. You know, if it comes back up into the 34,100, 3441.57 zone here, this is going to be a sell zone for us. So hopefully it'll go up, and then we'll just bang it down. If it comes down though into the Astro hours, you can go long as well. Do it with a tight stop loss, and that's it. Nothing else we can do. Let's take a look at SP 500, Nasdaq, and Bitcoin call it a day. Okay, so SP 500. Let's push that in there. That's the weekly there, so we should dip down. Okay, and that's Tuesday, that's Monday. All right, so for SP 500, I gave you the swing days from before. I gave them all to you on Monday. We talked about Wednesday, remember that. So now that was an Astro hour on SP 500 yesterday, right? 245, 3 o'clock in fact. Should be there. Okay, and that was it. So 3 o'clock market opens, and then from here they just sell off. It's a PST level as well, so it's pretty good. And then we came all the way down here. So let's take a look at the daily. So once again here we've got that 1, 2, 3 tap as well, indecision bar. I said this zone would be a good sell zone. If you're using the PST, look where the market came up to today. It opens up right on the line, 69, 4,155. You should have taken this at 4,155 today, which is the daily pivot. There you go. So I don't even need this. So if you sold this off right there, you should be okay. Okay. And the Astro hours, if you took astrology from me, that's your 4 o'clock. That's your 4:15 right there. Bang. Okay. And then this is going to be your, let's see, sorry, your 6 o'clock. It's going to be there. 6 o'clock right there. Okay. And that's it. And 2:30. 2:30 is there. Okay, so this is where the market started falling off here. So what can you do? You can't do much. You got to wait. This is the support from yesterday. All right, so there's a gap here. This will probably fall further down. Okay, if this is going to be that swing. Okay, if that's going to be the swing, because Nasdaq's swing was Tuesday, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday were critical for this. If we go back up, you need to sell. Okay. Also on the weekly, we still have that 60 level. You've got to keep an eye on that as well. 4,189. You've got to still keep an eye on this one. All right. So if it does push up, you still need to sell off. So in the US session, if we head up to the daily pivot or into 4167, which is the blue line and the red one here, the 70, 91, 415, 4167, okay, and 4174. This zone is your kill zone. Okay, so if the market comes up here, this is what we should be wanting to see. All right, that the market comes up and then we sell it at the Astro hours from the top. Nasdaq, let's take a look at Nasdaq. Nasdaq, here we are. Okay, this is good. The Astro hours 11:30, So if we're sticking around here, this is a good level to go long. You can go long here. You can mark it in with this level here. All right, and that's all good. If this comes back up, that's what we should be doing again, like with the other indices. And so from here you can go up in order to sell it off again. Okay, and then we've got this target, which is still, let me bring this up here. Let's close that off. Let's move this in there. And let's just re-clarify the levels. So that, see what it's done yesterday? 65.24. That's what it did yesterday, nice and easy. Today also, so that's 62 today, 13,113. 13,113 is there. So that's pretty much the daily pivot there. So if it does that, it's okay. Then we've got that 65, which is 13,598. 13. That can't be right. 65. 13,187. Which is going to be there. Okay, which is nice because there's a gap here. It'll cover the gap. That's your last manipulation, and that'll be the high there. So this is not a bad spot. If it comes back up there at Astro Hours, we're sellers on this as well. On the weekly, that's still on the cards, 63, which is 13,287. 13,287 is there. All right, so this zone also, if the market moves up, it shouldn't surprise you. Okay, weekly pivot is there. So from the Astro Hours, if we dip down here and during the Astro Hours, you can push up. Bitcoin, that's a good push up. We talked about these white dotted lines before. Okay, Bitcoin again, let's just mark this in. I said we had a gap here, so the market should come back up here. As you can see, it did come back there. So that was like big push. Let's check out the daily. Here we are. So we should dip down into this level here. What have I got here on the daily? HCL1 is 29,000. So 29,000 is what we're looking at. On the weekly, we've got 65.56, 28,940, 28,940. So we should end up there. One level down is 56, 26,500, let's say. Okay, so let's just make this a little. 26,500 is going to be down here somewhere. I can now get rid of these. Okay, and that's how it is. So you got targets, you got them down there. Okay, if it goes up, you can sell where? Good buy kiss at 72, 31,500, 31,450, 31,450 is going to be around there. Okay. On the weekly, we've got that 72, 31,072, 31,72 is going to be just around there. All right, so around here, if the market does push up, you're going to be a sell zone there for you. Okay, and want to see the prices coming down here. If it breaks below that, we should go further down. Here, you know, we're expecting these levels here. Okay, so despite the fact that I've got 26,500 down here on the PSD, you need to keep your eyes open because this is the target. This is where we should get to. Okay. There. So that 27,800 28,000, that's the zone there. So the market should come back down there. So if you want to buy, that's going to be your first level. But I'm suspecting it'll break this level because there's inducement here and trend line liquidity. Okay, so that means it'll break that level there. So the safer place to buy is going to be here. And the best place is going to be there, obviously, because that's the gap they'll want to fill out. Okay.